Good evening and welcome to your Manchester United versus Brighton match preview. But before we jump into that, please do smash a like on the video and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. So let's bring you a bit of injury news ahead of tomorrow's game. We can start off by confirming that Sofyan Amrabat will not be available for the game against Brighton tomorrow. Erik ten Hag has just come out in the last half an hour or so with a quote on the Manchester United official website saying that Sofyan Amrabat came back from the international break with an injury and he will not be able to take part in the game tomorrow. The story also goes as far as saying that apparently Amrabat has had this same injury for around a month and that Manchester United did confirm the signing knowing that he was injured, which is a little bit of a concern. That's the second time that's happened. Obviously, the same thing happened with RASMUS HOJLUND. It does make you think, why are we bringing in people who are injured? Obviously, I fully back RASMUS HOJLUND. Obviously, I want him to come in and do well, but it's not ideal that our last two signings have both signed injured. In relation to other players, there is some positivity though. Lisandro Martinez is fit and available to start the game tomorrow. So it does look like Martinez and Lindelof will be the starting centre-backs for the game against Brighton, which I think is really, really positive. I do. Right, let's go through my predicted lineup for the game tomorrow. So I've gone with Onana in goal, which is kind of obvious. Reguilon at left back, Martinez and Lindelof as the two centre backs, Wan-Bissaka right back. I've gone for Eriksen and Casemiro as the two kind of holding midfielders, if you like. Rashford, Fernandes and Pellistri as the three, and then RASMUS HOJLUND as the striker. I've gone with a 4-2-3-1. I think this is probably the safest formation for a game of this magnitude. Obviously, it's a massive, massive game. We lost the reverse fixture last season. I was at that game where we lost 2-1 to Brighton at home, first game of the season. Brighton are a very, very difficult side. Yes, I know they lost their last match, but they did win the other three games and they won them quite comfortably. So I don't expect this to be an easy match. Obviously, losing Amrabat, I think, is a massive, massive miss because I think if you have a midfield of Casemiro and Amrabat, I think it's very difficult to break down. It's very solid. Whereas Eriksen and Casemiro, I think it's a little bit weak, to be honest. Obviously, Eriksen isn't very good defensively, but is very good going forward. Casemiro is world class, but has looked a little bit shaky the last 2 or 3 games, the first few games of the season. So it does concern me a little bit, but I wouldn't say I'm thinking we're going to get absolutely thrashed. I do still think that we're going to win this game. I do still think that Manchester United have enough on that pitch, based on my predicted lineup, to go and beat Brighton. But I do think it'll be a tough, tough match. Obviously, RASMUS HOJLUND looks set to make his first proper appearance. Obviously, he came off the bench against Arsenal, but this will be hopefully his full home debut. Obviously to a packed out Old Trafford crowd, which will be an amazing feeling. And I just hope that he comes in and gets some goals tomorrow. I have a good feeling for him. Obviously, Evan Ferguson is on form for Brighton. They've got Matoma. They've got some quality players, Brighton. So it's not going to be easy. But I do think we've got just about enough to get over the line tomorrow, especially when you take into consideration how strong our home form is. We haven't lost the game at home, I think, for 30 matches now. So I am expecting us to go and at least get a poor win, let's say. I'm expecting us to win the game. I think anything less than a win would be disappointed. I think a draw isn't good enough at this stage of the season. Obviously, we've won 2 and lost 2. We need to go and beat Brighton. We need to win all of our home games this season, really. Otherwise, I do think we're going to find ourselves in a tricky position when it comes towards the end of the season. We need to make sure that Old Trafford is a fortress. We need to make sure that as many points as possible we pick up at home, because I can't see us picking up many points away from home the way we're playing at the moment, especially against those kind of top 10 teams. The thing you have to remember is last season, out of all of the other teams in the top 10, we lost to every single one of them apart from a draw at Chelsea, which is mad, isn't it? We beat Fulham as well. They finished 10th. But other than that, we did really, really poor. Obviously, we lost to Liverpool, lost to Chelsea. Lost to Liverpool, lost to Man City, lost to Arsenal, lost to Aston Villa, Newcastle. We lost to all of them, and it's not good enough. So we really, really need to solidify our home record. We need to continue with that unbeaten streak at home, because otherwise I think we could be in big, big trouble. Obviously, we've got this game tomorrow against Brighton, and then a couple of days later we go away to Bayern Munich. So the games are coming thick and fast at the moment. Obviously, we have a hell of a lot of injuries. Amrabat is obviously another name that's just been added to that. You think of Amrabat, Kobe Mainoo, Luke Shaw, Varane. The list goes on and on and on, doesn't it? Obviously, Antony's not suspended. Antony's not part of the team for off the pitch related reasons. Sancho's obviously not part of the team. Martial, I don't think can really be relied on. So we've probably got about 10 first team players who are injured at the moment. So this team that we've assembled for you guys to hit, that you can see on the screen here, I think that's a solid team. I do. I'm excited to see Pellistri. I think Reguilon is welcomed at left back, even though Diogo Dalot did do quite well against Arsenal. But I am still expecting us to go and win this game. We have to win all of our home games. But I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below how much of a miss is Sofyan Amrabat for the game tomorrow. Are you confident we're going to win, or are you concerned? Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your score predictions are as well. Also, let me know who you think is going to score and all the rest of it. I'm going with a 2-1 Manchester United win. I think RASMUS HOJLUND's going to score, and I think Marcus Rashford is also going to score, and I think that Evan Ferguson will score for Brighton. I think it's going to be a tense game. I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton played better football. I wouldn't be surprised if they look like the better team, but we somehow just nabbed the victory, which obviously I know will raise question marks. People will say, oh, De Zerbi's come in after one season. He's got them playing better than us, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Some people are concerned. But for me, I think this is all just part of the transition from, Ollie ball into what Erik ten Hag wants to do. And when you also consider that we've lost 10 players already this season for injury, I think it's a difficult time to be, the Manchester United manager, especially when you consider all of the off the field things that are happening at this moment in time. You think of Jadon Sancho, you think of Anthony, you think of the takeover. There's probably other things that I've forgotten. It's a difficult time. It's a difficult job to do, but I am still confident we'll beat Brighton tomorrow. I think we have to beat Brighton tomorrow. Otherwise, more questions will be asked by some part of the fan base. But do let me know in the comment section what your score predictions are, who's going to get the goals. We will be doing a watch along for the game tomorrow. We'll be live from about 2:30 p.m. UK time. So do make sure you get involved in that. As always, thank you so much for watching. This has been Daily Red Devil. I've been Kieran. Please do make sure to smash a like and subscribe on your way out, and I'll catch you all later.